All right, good Shabbos, everybody. Erev Shabbos. So we have exactly 8 minutes. Let's do this quickly. Good Shabbos, everybody. So this week we have two parashas. We have Matos, we have Maseh. Maseh means traveling. So the Torah tells us, as we discussed in the newsletter, Ela Maseh b'nei Yisrael. These are the journeys that the Yidden did when they left Mitzrayim, when they left Egypt. And the question we asked is, why does it say journeys in plural? And we discussed there why each one of the journeys was actually leaving Egypt, the idea of constantly leaving Egypt. But there's a general question, why does the Torah go through each one of those journeys? And the Torah tells us every single one of the names of the places that we stayed at. And, you know, the journeys we went through when we were in the desert for 40 years, yes, there were many which were positive stops. Like we stopped at Sinai, we stopped at the mountain of Sinai, we got the Torah there, it was beautiful. But some of them were a little embarrassing. Some of them, not all the stops did we do good things at. Some of them were embarrassing stops. And the question is, why does the Torah tell us all the stops, the good stops and the bad stops, the good, the bad, and the ugly? Why all? The Torah tells us the good stops. And so the Baal Shem Tov explains that actually the 42, the Membez Masais, the 42 stops that we made in the desert, these journeys are actually journeys that each of us have in our life. And Chassidus explains what those journeys are that we each have in our life. Through our life, we have these different journeys that we go through. And some of them are good, and some of them look not so good. So we want to delete those. Those weren't good, those days that we didn't have a good day, we want to delete those days. Delete. We don't want to go through those days. Shabbos. But yet the Torah tells us each and every one of those stops that we made, because even those stops which weren't exactly some things that we want to look back at, and we didn't, some of them we kvetched and complained and did not good things at, but still the Torah tells us each one of those stops, because we're supposed to remember those stops, and we're supposed to remember the not good ones as well, the not good stops in our life, because they're supposed to be a springboard for the positive things in life. And so I heard a little while ago, I heard a story of these 4 yeshiva bachrim that went back in 94, I think it was, 93, 94, they went to Petersburg, St. Petersburg, to help the new shliach that was there. At Pesner, I was there a couple years ago. I went there, my nephew's wedding, and Moshe's from there. And there were this bachrim that went there to help like bachrim that come here during the year. They came there, and of course it was a bit of a culture shock for them, coming to the dilapidated country. An old, beat-up van came to pick them up, and they're there in this new country. And after the initial culture shock, they went and they got some Russian tapes, and they learned a little bit of Russian, and they try to, fit in as much as they could to figure out how to do things. And they decided that they were going to make the first event was going to be a big concert on Hanukkah. They're going to make a big concert, and they decided they're going to think big. They went to the biggest hall there was over there, the biggest concert hall. It fit 5,000 people. They were going to do the first event. They're going to invite to the first event the entire Jewish community. They're going to invite over there. We'll see who comes. And they put out ads all over, and people were shocked to see ad things advertising, something Jewish in public. It wasn't heard of back in Russia those days. But back in 93, 94, there was just things were just getting off the ground over there, just after communism, and they advertised the thing, and believe it or not, they had a packed house, standing room only. People were so excited to see what it's about. They were thirsty, were so excited. And so when it came time for Purim, they decided they're going to also do a big event, and it was also a tremendous success. For Pesach, they decided they're going to do, before Pesach, they're going to do a model matzah bakery. So like we do over here for the kids, a model matzah bakery. It wasn't easy finding, they couldn't find rolling pins. To make matzah, you need rolling pins. They couldn't find the rolling pins. They got broomsticks, and they cut broomsticks up to make rolling pins, to have this model matzah bakery. And they advertised it all over. They thought they're going to have a huge event. If they had over 5,000 people in the last event, this time they're really going to have a humongous event. And they really worked hard to prepare enough rolling pins for everybody. They cut up so many brooms to make it happen. And they open up the doors. And they look outside to see the line. Nobody's there. They're waiting. Maybe they printed the wrong date on the flyer. They checked the flyer. It's the right date, the right time. Nobody's showing. No one's there. Now, whoever is being made in events that turn out such embarrassments, being there, done that. You pray for one thing. You pray for, at least don't have 3 people show up or 2 people or 1 people. If you're going to have a disaster, let nobody show up so that nobody knows what happened, and worse than that. 1 family shows up, a mother and 2 children. That's it. You hear they have this big event set up, and only a mother and 2 children come. We have to shut this off. The Shabbat is coming.